Okay, if there's something that you want to be mad at this. Hey everyone, Amanda here with author Amanda Anderson. I just wanted to hop on here. This will hopefully be a quick video because I'm not doing a deep dive into Rachel Hollis, but we're going to be talking about Rachel Hollis and the Girl Wash Your Face and all her other books that I don't remember and haven't got my hands on yet because I do not want to give her money for them, so I'm trying to find them used. So if you know a good place to get them, please comment below, that way I can get them and not give her any royalties, because I don't want to give any more money to this woman than she already has. In case you haven't heard, but it's actually everywhere, Rachel Hollis is in some deep water. When is she not? Let's be real here. Some deep water for her apology that wasn't really an apology, when somebody called her out for not being relatable and all the other issues that have arisen from that. I will show the video again here just so you can see it.
Sweet woman who comes to my house twice a week and cleans. She's my house cleaner. She cleans the toilets. Someone commented and said, "You are privileged AF." And I was like, you're right. I'm super freaking privileged, but also I worked my ass off to have the money to have someone come twice a week and clean my toilets. And I told her that. And then she said, "Well, you're unrelatable." What is it about me that made you think I want to be relatable? No, sis, literally everything I do in my life is to live a life that most people can't relate to. Most people won't work this hard. Most people won't get up at 4 a.m. Most people won't fail publicly again and again just to reach the top of the mountain. Literally every woman I admire in history was unrelatable. If my life is relatable to most people, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. That's the person that we're dealing with. I don't know if you saw or have heard, but she actually, was comparing herself to powerful women in history. And one of them was Harriet Tubman, which astounded me and many other people and really pissed them off for a good reason. For her to compare herself to a woman who ran away from slavery, who actually escaped the clutches of slavers, of white slavers, and then went back and helped rescue so many people from slavery, and then to compare yourself to that because you support MLM and MLM Hunbots, which are known to be predatory and to come from predatory companies, because you give these speeches that are basically plagiarized, and because you have these books that basically make you sound relatable, but then you say in this video, let me show the clip again.
What is it about me that made you think I want to be relatable?
That you don't want to live the life of relatability. Why are you trying to be relatable while also saying that you're not relatable? And I actually wanted to go on here and show a little bit from this article that I found on the plagiarizing that she's done. And never mind that, but she keeps blaming her team for it over and over and over again. And it's like, if you keep having these issues with your team, you need to figure out some new people for your team, because it's always your team, and then it continues to be your team again and again. So somebody in the marketing or PR department needs to figure that out, I guess, if it's always your team. So the first one here that we have that I'll show you is, every year you close a new chapter in your story. Please don't write the same one 75 times and call that a life. So the thing is, she is a writer, right? A lot of people know her for the Girl Wash Your Face and the other books. Girl Stop Apologizing, I think, is the next one. Honestly, I can't remember. I don't like to pay attention to her when I don't have to, because even looking at her face really irks me with all the controversy that has surrounded her. And then the comparing herself to Harriet Tubman. I cannot even imagine doing that. I can't imagine. Who does that? Who does that? Tell me. Who does that? So anyway, so as you will notice as we look at a lot of these posts, she typically will put Rachel Hollis at the bottom of them, which typically for a writer you would assume means that they wrote whatever that was. And whether she did or didn't, it could be that, she just doesn't want someone else to take that exact post, which I can understand. But the problem with that is that it's alongside other quotes that are directly from her writing. So when you do that, some people who might not know the original person who is quoted as saying whatever the quote is, say quote a million times fast. That's what I just did. When she puts it alongside, it also sounds like that quote came from her. And there are some Black or people or POC creators who are now having their quotes taken from them by another white creator, a white influencer, which is completely unjustified and is indicative of some of the white creators today who still continue to do that. And we as a society need to move away from that. We need to bring up the Black voices, bring up POC voices as much as we can. I cannot understand how in this political climate, especially when a lot of people are advocating for that, how she, to be so relatable, doesn't do that. How can you do that? It was quoted by a Robin Sharma, who's a best-selling author and leadership expert. He posted the sentiment minus the first part on his social media accounts since at least 2014. And he said, don't live the same year 75 times and call it a life. So she even copied the number. I take it that, she kind of mixed it up a little bit, but it's like the whole sentiment of it's the entire sentiment that we had when we were in like elementary school, middle school, and high school, like definitely before we graduated, where yeah, you can copy my homework, but make it a little bit different. That's basically what she did here. And then ambition is not a dirty word. She also puts, Rachel Hollis, Girl Stop Apologizing underneath, which you would think, okay, that came from that. An excerpt from Girl Stop Apologizing was this: ambition is not a bad thing. In fact, the definition is downright poetic. A strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work. So that's the actual excerpt. That I don't think sounds bad in itself. But there's actually a self-help book by Deborah Condren, and she said ambition is not a dirty word. That was published in 2008. And then the quote also recently went viral when Reese Witherspoon said it in her 2015 Glamour Women of the Year speech. She said, I believe ambition is not a dirty word. It's just believing in yourself. So as a writer, for her to put ambition is not a dirty word, and then she puts her name underneath, and then puts Girl Stop Apologizing, it sounds like it's a direct quote from that, as if it's like she came up with this like wonderful, like really intelligent like quote, like groundbreaking quote, ambition is not a dirty word, when it's been attributed to other people. Like, the thing is, it wouldn't be so bad if she wasn't a writer and was just posting these things as like, quotes, but the fact that she's a writer and then it like almost appears as if she's the one who came up with it and it's in her book. That's what the problem is. Don't you dare compare your beginning with someone else's middle. That's a common phrase that I've heard so many times, and I've never had it attributed to her. But I guess, so she puts in quotations, and I'll show it here: for all my dreamers, for all my hustlers, for all my girls reading this who are building and planning, don't you dare compare your beginning with someone else's middle. So once again, it's like she kind of inserts that quote into her own quote with like, let's change our homework just a little bit so the teacher doesn't know we're copying. And of course, puts - Rachel Hollis at the bottom. So I guess her husband, Dave, before they divorced, posted this quote on his Instagram page in November and attributed it to his wife. And it's been attributed to many other people online. So there's just so many here. I'll link the article down below. And I did want to highlight the fact that she is known for plagiarizing. And then this video.
And I was like, you're right. I'm super freaking privileged, but also I worked my ass off to have the money to have someone come twice a week and clean my toilets.
For her to be so condescending to her followers and then write these books and people are saying, oh, she's relatable, even though she's apparently not living a relatable life. And then for her to support these predatory MLM businesses, she's literally like their messiah. And that is not my original thought. That actually came from, that actually came from KiKi Chanel. I will link also her YouTube video, or I will link her channel below, because she does talk about MLMs and she's very anti-MLM, which is good. I will always promote that here, even though my content doesn't really touch upon that. But Rachel Hollis is like their messiah. It's inexcusable. I wish that she would be canceled. Cancel culture isn't my favorite thing, but wow, when I wish that she would be canceled. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe below so that you don't miss any content. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, I will also have that linked below along with everything else in the description. And I hope you all have a good day. Bye!